Evening all. Hi Josh, Jack, Pied Piper. How you all doing? Cheers. Hope you're all well. I haven't decided what I'm smoking yet. I've not had a pipe yet today, nor a cigar. Hola Fernando. So I'm kind of mulling over what to have. Long day of driving, Josh. Been anywhere interesting? Hey Ron Paul. Ron Pauly, 2012. Test order from Smoking Pipes. Well, hi Ian. I hate to tell you this, Jack, but it's luck of the draw, really. I mean, if this delivery comes through okay, it has no bearing on whether the next one will come through. You just got to be lucky. I mean, they'll all come through, but whether they get nabbed by customs or not in my experience, is a bit pot luck. And Smoking Pipes, for me, I think whenever I've ordered from them, I've had problems. 3 hours, whoa. It's a long way to go for a piece of furniture. Hope it was something special or extremely cheap. One of the two. So I was thinking maybe to try out. She's happy, that's the main thing, exactly. One of the tobaccos. Hey Tony. That Cass Piper sent me. Hey Vision, how you doing? Well, even if you get caught, you're going to pay the price of a tin just for the admin. If it does get caught, you'll pay $12.50 or $13.50 for the admin, and then the tax on top for a tin. They'll probably charge you £7 or £8 for that. So you'll probably very possibly pay near enough 20 quid on top of the cost of your order. So if it's one tin, then it's not really worth your while. How much do they charge you for that shipping? You can get all it golden sliced from Estival's, no problem. $4. Oh, that's good. No, that's all right. I see what you mean. So for the shipping, if you get caught, you've paid standard shipping. Okay, let's see how that goes. Lucky you are, Americans. Indeed. One of these has a very strong Lakelandy smell. So this one I think is the Bosun. Yeah, this one's got a strong smell. This one is the Double X, and I think this is the Dark Fired. Can't quite bring myself to try the Bosun plug. This is the Double X. Hey Chad. Which I'm assuming is pretty strong. It's got a really strong aroma. got quite a sort of a like a beefy smoked beef kind of aroma. It's not the same as Latakia smoky. It's got a like a barbecue smoky smell. And I don't have a full stomach, so I'm not going to try that. I've looked at this bag a few times, thinking whether to try it or not, but I haven't yet so far. This Bosun plug, it just smells too Lakelandy. Smells like a grill you haven't cleaned out. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Ross, I don't know. He gets big packages from Copper Joe's. That seems to get through okay. Either it gets through, or maybe he's paying the taxes. Who knows? But he gets a lot of stuff from Copper Joe's. They look after him especially with the difficult esotericas. He's probably got one of the biggest stashes of yellow bags, of gold bags of esoterica than anybody that I know. And I imagine he doesn't necessarily post and show every single package that he gets. But he must have, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he has 20 or 30 bags of Penzance. Wouldn't surprise me at all. What he intends to do with them, I don't know. Still trying to get one golden bag. Well, I've got some golden bags. I used to have a lot more, but I sold a load of them. I did a trade for some cigars with one guy a long while back, and I haven't really. Most of my gold bags I got from Boswell's. Back in the day when I was buying their pipes, when I first started buying pipes, I've got one Penzance bag left. It's actually not left. It's not from the original stash. It's one I got more recently. In terms of Penzance, I've got one bag and two tins, and whatever I've got open. You can get the 250 gram bags here. Sure, you can. They're just not esoterica ones. They're Germain's ones. But you have to be lucky to get them. I mean, you've got to. They're 500 grams here in the UK, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, James, hope you're feeling better. I'm pretty sure they're 500 gram bags, but I might be wrong. Hey, Stefan, Skip, Boris. What was I saying? What was the point I was making? Yeah, so I used to buy in Boswell's. I used to buy pipes there on a regular basis. I had a lot of Boswell pipes, and I bought a lot of tobacco and a lot of cigars from them at one point, and they all got through okay. Hey, Hot Wings, how you doing? So they looked after me. So when esoterica stuff came in, they'd hold some stuff back for me. But once I went over to filtered pipes, I stopped buying their pipes. And tobacco-wise, I only really buy Boswell, Northwoods nowadays, and I don't really buy the cigars either because I smoke mostly Cubans nowadays. So I guess they look after their, current customers, which is fair enough. So I haven't had an esoterica bag from Boswell's in a good, probably 3 years or so. So I still haven't decided what I'm smoking. Just looking at my pipes, I don't actually think I've got an LCS pipe which I use for Latakia blends. I did have, I think I sold it, didn't I? My Apple. Oh no, it's outside, it's in the garage. It's in the garage. So I made a couple of pipes. This one is my most recent one, which turned out really nice shape. Very nice sort of egg shape. The blasted pipe, yeah, I do have that here somewhere. Yeah. That is one of mine, right? I just don't have it on my desk. I think it's in my EDC bag. And I finished off this pipe on Friday. I think this is probably one of the fullest bent pipes that I've done. I did one which was the teardrop one, the pear drop one, which may be a little bit more of a full bent, but otherwise I think this is probably the fullest one I've done. I'm thinking of possibly rusticating it. There's a little bit of a, you can see this dark patch, I've left it dark because there's a little bit of a line going across. It's not a pit or anything, it's just a line. It's got some nice bird's eye there. And you can see that line going across and it just doesn't look nice. It's like a little worm going across. So I think I might just rusticate the bowl and leave the shank. The shank's got some nice grain. I don't know if you'd go so far as calling this an umpole. Would you call this an umpole? Or is it not straight up enough for an umpole? The colour combinations work very nicely. I like this stem with the ivorite. And I've put the ivorite this time on the stem rather than on the shank. Yeah. This pipe would be an awesome clencher. It's lightweight. No, it's not quite. I didn't think so. It's lightweight, and it wouldn't surprise me if the bowl, the stummel, weighed a similar amount to the stem. So the balance on it is going to be awesome. So obviously, being a full bent like that, it does look like a check mark. Yes. Let's see what it weighs. It's probably around 50 grams, but it doesn't feel like it because of the way it's balanced. 44 grams. Okay, even better. This pipe is just as if it's not there when it's in your mouth. Clenches very well. Thank you, Fernando. This one is a molded stem, yes. I call them hand finished because I spend quite a bit of time on the stems to get them how I want them to be. I haven't actually finished this one yet. I mean, this one is not one I'm offering yet, it's just showing you the progress because I think I'm probably going to rusticate it, at least part of it. But it'll be a very nice pipe to smoke. Right, still haven't decided what I'm smoking. I think we're going to go with some of the aforementioned Northwoods. This is from October 2018. I think they used Cyprian Latakia. I mean, they certainly do now. But I don't think they ever used Syrian Latakia in their Northwoods. But if they did, then this one would have it because it's before Syrian Latakia ran out. But I don't think they did. I think it was always Cyprian. Let's see if my pipe is in here. Yep. The dark spot is what I left in the staining to sort of so that line didn't show up so obviously. But I never hide the fact that when there is a pit or anything like that. But it's not a pit; it's literally just the hairline. It's not a crack either. It's just a line. I don't know what you would call it, a sand line or something like that. But the darkness is the stain, and it's not the pipe. That might actually be clean. It's been a while since I've smoked this pipe. This pipe has quite a steady following. People have asked me a few times if I'd sell it. So far I've declined. It's the only sandblasted LCS pipe that I have. Sold all the rest. The last one I should have kept, but I didn't. It's like a long shanked Dublin with a flared shank, which was sandblasted. I should have kept that one. I had my eye on that one. Really nice craggy sandblast. See the bird's eye there, look at that. Hey DDT, how you doing? Thanks for reminding me of the pipe jack. I guess you'd call it, well, I suppose technically a billiard, but it's more of a brandy kind of glass. Not quite an apple, because it's a bit, sort of goes up to a tall peak almost. Ouch. Bit of live ash fell on my hand. Yeah, so the plateau on the rim is not a craggy plateau, but there's a few little peaks there. And you're quite right, Jack. It does work well. It's just a nicely. It just came out really nice all round. Nice shape, nice balance. So far, so good, DDT. I haven't had Northwoods for a while. Sunburnt, are you having a joke? You having a laugh? We've been rained on all day today. It's supposed to be April showers, but it's May showers at the moment. Hey, Bob. The foot is, unfortunately, it's persisting. I've been on painkillers. I reduced the painkillers and the pain started to return, so I'm not quite ready yet. It is concerning, I have to be honest, because if it doesn't go within the next couple of days, I'm going to have it investigated further, and I may well have to cancel some prior appointments. So it's a bit of an issue. So what are you guys all smoking this evening? You went camping last night? Well, it certainly isn't. Thank you, Bob. HUOWB. Stonehenge. Didn't know you like a bit of the old Lakeland, Josh. Stonehenge is one of your favourites. I tried it when it was re-released back in, I think it was 2017. And I didn't really get it. I should really try it again. I may still have an open tin, or I may have given that away, I'm not sure. And I've got a closed tin as well. I've got a sealed tin. But it's been a long while since I tried it. Scottish Autumn Flake, nice. Scottish Autumn Flake I smoked not long ago. It's one of those blends that you could just smoke any time. It's not complicated. It's fairly straightforward. It's a smooth, creamy Virginia blend. Very easy. Too windy. Chad, did that ever stop you before? It's all those bean tacos. Stonehaven Gold Bag. I haven't got one of those, Josh, even if I wanted to give it to you. I think I've got one flake of Stonehaven left, if that, 1 or 2 flakes maybe. I managed to stock up on some Rich Dark Flake. because I was coming to the end of that as well. So I managed to fill up my jar, but I haven't seen hide nor hair of it since. It goes so quick, yeah. It's really hard. I haven't managed to buy Stonehaven for 2 or 3 years. I mean, I don't chase it, I'll be honest with you. But again, when I got it, it usually was from Boswell's. Well, Rich Dark Flake, I kind of club those together. Stonehaven and Rich Dark Flake. Hey, Giri. So that's my Rich Dark Flake. That was from January 2018. So I managed to restock on that just now. So that was in February 21. When I first got it, it didn't smell anything like Rich Dark Flake that I was used to. But now it does. It's unbelievable how this stuff changes in such a short space of time. But that should last me a while. But Rich Dark Flake, if I see it, I'll still get it. It's always good to stock up on it. Special Latakia Flake I'll stock up on, although I've got a fair bit of that. Full Virginia Flake, I don't have a huge amount. I've got a couple of tins, that's about it. My jar that's open is almost done. This is my Full Virginia jar, and that's almost empty as well, from January 18. There's the amounts to maybe 2 flakes, something like that. But I do enjoy that when I smoke it, when I'm relaxed, taking it easy and just focusing on the pipe and nothing else. For me, that's the way to smoke Full Virginia Flake. I like this jar, it's got the Union Jack on it. It's like a ceramic lid. Oh no, it's probably just an earthenware lid. I could put some kind of humidification in there if I wanted to. And this is what I've got of Stonehaven. I think there's maybe two flakes in there. It's got a very fermented kind of aroma in there. And this one, it's perfect. It's moist, still very moist, from the same as the day I bought it. And this is 5 years old now. This is May 2016, and I bought that in Boswell's. So 5 years. There's maybe 2.5 of the thin flakes left in there. I think after I'm done with this bowl of Boswell's Northwoods, I think I might try the Peter Heinrich Curly Block. I meant to try it the other day. I even rubbed some out. I got this So I got a little bit of a chunk of this stuff from Dale Piper, from John. I actually found it really hard to cut. I used a very sharp knife, but I couldn't get a medallion. I just had to cut bits of it off. And it's not the presentation that I usually like to do, but it ended up being like a cube cut almost. It looks almost like a cake, almost like special at Seattle Pipe Club kind of tobacco. You know, it's just these big pieces, which is not how I like to load a pipe. I just don't enjoy a pipe loaded up like that. Hey Reds. The stuff that fell apart was 1820 flake, the same as Penzance. Yeah, it falls apart as soon as you touch it. In North Country, these chunks are just too big, too broad. I just don't like it like that. I find that it clogs up the air hole. Yeah. I see quite a few people on the YTPC have these old-fashioned cutters. I think Mel has one, Mel Harris. I've seen him with an old-fashioned one of those. Yeah, some blends do get like that. I got some Peter Stokerby's Luxury Twist Flake from when I bought some tobaccos at the Israti sale. There was one just like a little, what's the word, a vacuum pack, a little sandwich vacuum pack, a small little thing with 5 or 6 coins, not coins, they're squares, aren't they, of Luxury Twist Flake. And on it was written 2003. I thought, awesome. So I took that. I don't even know if she charged me anything for it because it was literally just a few pieces. I left it in my cellar for a long time, and eventually I opened it, maybe a year or so ago, and it was very, very brittle, and it very hard, very tough. I had to re-humidify it a little bit, something like that. And I didn't enjoy it. It really didn't smoke well at all. And I think that, vacuum packs only last that, so long. The plastic does breathe. So it's not ultimate. It's not the ultimate solution on being airtight. The best solution there is glass preserve jars, whether it's Mason or Ball or whatever it might be. Yeah, you said, Josh, about it the other day that you didn't particularly like the Curly Block. You've had it stewing for a couple of years. Oh, wow, that should be good. Well, it's certainly better, but a lot of people are raving about this stuff. John says it's the best stuff out there. Sandro Fazzarelli, he says it's the best vapor he's had. A year before, so it's a couple of years. Yeah, that should be it. Did you try it immediately when you bought it? Because if it was fresh, that stuff, because it's like that in that big sausage, that would need time, because it's It's like having a 100 gauge ring gauge cigar. And if you imagine, if you have, say, flake tobacco, um, where are we? If you have a flake tobacco, that's open on all sides. You know, even though the layers are pressed one on top of the other, it's still open, and there's plenty of oxygen getting to it, and whatever metamorphosis happens to it can happen, and it can age. Sausage like that, it's sealed in, you know, and it's going to take a long time for that to happen. That's good for slow aging. You know, there's once that if that's a long sausage, the inside of it is just not getting any air. It's just completely, you know, sealed. So you would need to, I think I mentioned to you the other day, cut off a few grams worth of medallions and let that air out a little bit for a few days. Or even, you know, cut yourself a tin's worth, put it in a jar, open the jar every week or so, and after a couple of months, I think that would be a completely changed tobacco. Well, it might be better now, Josh. I would leave it a little bit longer maybe, open the jar and toss it about a bit, let some air get to it. Close the jar up again. Also take note of the jar note, see if the aroma is changing. You know, with the cut ones. Yeah, Geary, I understand that. But I guess for a lot of people, that's part of the hobby. You know, it's just getting into it, enjoying it. People who have a hobby to build train sets, you know, they could buy a whole train set, put it together, switch it on, fire it up, and it's done. But there's some people who will spend years building it themselves, you know, making the scenery and all that kind of stuff. That's part of the hobby. The ritual, exactly, Geary. I'm not sure why I went for Northwoods this evening. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's my best bowl of Northwoods. But it's kind of a crossover blend, so you can always kind of take from it what you want. You can take the sweetness from it, you can take the smokiness from it. But I think I'm going to set it down, and I'll give Josh my opinion on this curly block. So this is going to be like a first impressions on this curly block. I need to just swish around some coffee. Hey Patrick. Fence is doing fine, Tony. See you again, Joanna. So far, so good with the fence. People seem to be respecting it so far, besides for that first day when I found a pallet on it. But after that, it seems to be all right. So this is my Northern Briars, Quebec. This was a birthday present to myself in 2017. 7th of April 2017. How time flies. 4 years ago. In the good old days, yeah. This is a nice pipe. It's got some nice grain. But I always seem to turn to this pipe for testing new tobaccos. For some reason, I have the impression that it gives me like a blank canvas and enables me to taste flavours well. It's got a classic Cumberland stem, brindle stem, red and black, silver band. This wasn't originally a 9mm pipe, but I sent it back to Ian once I started smoking 9mm pipes, and he converted it for me. It's a Northern Briars Premier, and that's a Group 4. Oops. Let's have some more coffee. It's a shape I like. I've made quite a few myself. Similar kind of shapes. Alright, let's see what this curly block is all about. I'm going to have a look and see if it's on Tobacco Reviews. Yes, it is. High quality Virginia with a breath of Perique. The mixture rests in a press for 6 weeks, ferments gently. After the aging period, the broad rope is divided into 250 grams each. You should have natural sweet notes, Perique enriching the mixture with spiciness, strength, and fruity flavors. It's middle to full flavor, medium to full flavor. Used to be made by McBaron, currently made by STG, Scandinavian Tobacco Group, and imported by Colhouse and Coop. And it's Burley, Perique, and Virginia, but it's considered to be a vapor. Gets a 4-star from Jimmix. Which is updated to a 3.5 star. But so far they're all 4 stars, everybody almost. I guess the Burley does make it different, yeah. But it doesn't sound like it's a front runner. It's considered to be a vapor though. Well, it starts off quite mild. It's got quite a classic flavour, vapor flavour. Retrohale does add spice. I could see that this blend would be very satisfying when you're looking for a nice depth of flavour. Yeah, this is different to Dunhill Navy Rolls. Navy Rolls I find to be very smooth. Yeah, maybe an after supper smoke. If you're into vapors, this one seems to be quite full. I found the Old Dominion, which James sent me, I found that to be quite full as well. Little bit of a raisiny kind of flavour, and there's definitely a little bit of heat from the Retrohale. Which vapors do you like, Josh? It's got quite a grassy, citrusy, grassy flavour to it, which I don't usually get on vapors very much, and I quite like that in this one. Escudo, you like Escudo? You probably like this then. I don't know why you didn't like it the first time. I find Escudo to be a little bit rough on the edges for me, but I can't say I've tried it that many times. But the times that I've tried it, I haven't enjoyed it so much. Maybe the stuff that I tried was too fresh. Maybe. On the palate, the finish is quite light, and there's not a huge amount of flavour left on the palate. I think the action is on the retrohale. There's a little bit of savouriness there, probably from the burleys. I couldn't tell you what the room note is. I can't smell the room note unless I go out and come back in. But I think it'll be pretty much like any other vapor. After smoking northwards, I'm probably not getting the best experience. Having some Latakia sort of on my tongue, but it's a good vapor. That's best I could say, really. Hasn't got the fullest in the mouth flavour. It's got a good bit of spice on the retrohale. It's a bit thin in the mouth. You just have to retrohale with this blend, for me. I think I'm getting the burleys through now as well, but I think it could well be the fact that I know that it has burleys, but I'm getting that dry, cardboardy kind of flavour which I do not like. It's taken a while to come through though. Hey Donald. Cabbies is a different. I find cabbies to be a very different kind of affair. I find Cabby's mixture to be a very mouth-watering blend, and I don't mean that necessarily because it's a great blend, which I'm sure it is. But for me, I find that it gets my saliva going. I don't know why. Sixpence is pretty good. I smoked Sixpence as well, but I find Cabby's mixture a little bit too full in the mouth. Too. I don't know what the word is. If it's too rich or it's just too much going on. But again, I haven't smoked it for a long time. (633) from Solani. I've got some of that knocking around. I've got an unopened 100-gram tin as well somewhere. The Virginia with Perique you're talking about. Yeah, I've got a tin of it in my tobacco shelf up there. Virginia with Perique. This is from 2020, a year and a half ago. Interesting thing is that these bags, I wouldn't call them airtight, but they hold the moisture very well. You know, as long as it's sealed, I still feel it's pretty moist. Long belts, quite thick flakes. Doesn't look like much, does it? I've got some of this jarred up somewhere as well. Well, Geary, I check on it every so often. I can feel if it's dry or not, and it's not dry. So it's definitely sealed. I know it's sealed. I haven't opened it. I bought it brand new. I've never opened it. 131's a good blend. G'day, Glenn. As I recall, Sixpence was a good blend. Is a good blend. I didn't enjoy Elizabethan when I tried it. I have an open jar of it. This is a Dunhill version from 2017. Hey, Charlie. It smells good. It smells a bit like cabbage mixture, actually. Got quite a rich aroma. I haven't tried this in yonks. Yeah, still got a good bounce to it. I should give that another try. I think interesting thing about Dunhill tobaccos is it never changes. You know, however old it is, it looks pretty much the same. You get some Germain's or Esoterica stuff. That stuff just turns white with age. I'm not necessarily saying one is better than the other, but they seem to just behave differently. I mean, the 1820 flake. I've showed you this before. You can see the colour of it is so white on the top. There's lots of white strands there. You know, the first half inch which sees the oxygen goes white, and the rest stays dark. Look at that. It's just white. Well, that's just the sugar crystals coming to the surface. They're kind of interacting with the air, and it just causes them to crystallize. But for some reason, the Germain's ones seem to do it more than other blends. Well, McBaron's are known to load up their stuff with a sugary casing as well, and their stuff doesn't go white. Well, this curly block is quite nice. It doesn't blow me away in terms of vapors. I think I was more impressed when I tried the old Dominion from Watch City Cigars. In terms of a first impression, much fuller flavor, much more rounded flavor, and this stuff, it doesn't set itself apart so much from the other vapors out there. I'm not sure what they all see in it that they say it's the best vapor they've had, but I guess everybody has their own palate. Well, I don't know what Esoterica what Jermaine's uses, but the tobacco is generally always good, so not complaining here. But it's enjoyable. It's not bad. It'd be interesting to see how it ages. It would be nice if I could cut these into coins. Smoking down very nicely. Fine white ash. Yeah, I would say so, Vision, for a few of the blends. That's well said. James, it's very nice. As I say, it doesn't blow me away, but it's a vapor. It's a very nice vapor. What I'm saying is that I don't see that it sets itself apart from other vapors, but it's a very nice vapor. It's very similar to Navy Rolls, maybe somewhere in between Navy Rolls and Escudo in terms of the savouriness of it. You know, for me, Escudo was more savoury than this. I used to always say Davidoff medallions, very smooth, very mild. Dunhill Navy Rolls, a little bit more spiciness, a little bit more fullness, but still smooth and sweet. Escudo, more savoury and more brusque and more full. Whereas I would say this maybe comes somewhere in between Navy Rolls and Escudo. Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to go out and buy a block of it. If I would, I would certainly chop it up. But I've only got a little sample here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll get one, we'll see. I think what I would want to see is how that ages and see if it continues to improve. And then maybe consider buying some. But I must be honest, vapor-wise, I haven't really cellared deep on vapors. Although for a good while, I was just heavily into vapors. That's what I smoked most of the time. But these days, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm smoking vapors. I'm smoking Virginias, Latakia blends, and I'm smoking aromatics quite a bit. James, can you explain to me what it means that you started to buy something? You said that before. I found it was an interesting way to put it. You said you almost bought a slicer. Or, no, you didn't say you almost bought. You said you started to buy a slicer before, and now you've said you've started to buy a cap. What does that mean? Is that a colloquialism? Yeah, but like I said, this blend definitely needs retrohale. Hey, Andrew, definitely needs retrohaling. Oh, I see what you mean. It means you started but you didn't finish. Okay, fair enough. I just thought maybe it was an Americanism. This is this is a Northern Briars, Quebec. He calls it. This is a custom order that I made for my birthday in 2017. He's put my birthday on it as well. He put the date on it. Um, it's one of his premier blocks, which I believe are the plateau blocks he got from the James Upshall Pipe Company. See you, Patrick. And he uses those for his premiers for the smooths. And yeah, so it's a Brindle Ebonite stem silver band. Originally, it wasn't 9mm, but I had him convert it. Yeah, I'm also a sucker for Cumberland. There was a time when I only bought Cumberland pipes. Nowadays, I'm smoking a lot of my own pipes, and a lot of them are acrylic, but I've since learnt that it depends so much on how you shape the stem rather than the material itself. Although for sure, ebonite is more comfortable than acrylic, regardless. I don't know if it would outlast it. It's just that ebonite, Cumberland is just the colouring. It's ebonite, right? So Cumberland is just when you mix more than one colour. When you make the ebonite material, it's just got more than one colour in it. That's what Cumberland is. It's really, as Mike always says, it's really called brindled ebonite stem, which is basically streaked or it's got grain, different coloured grain in the ebonite. But it's called Cumberland because it was named so by Dunhill when they first introduced it with their pipes. It was named after the street that their factory was in. It's interesting that you should say this is maybe one of your favourite shapes, Andrew. He makes some stunning pipes. His pipes are good value for money. You know, you might not call them high-grade pipes, but they're certainly good value. You get good value for your money, I believe. And this is why I ordered this one, which is also a Quebec, but a slightly smaller one, in with that sort of other styling that I was going for, which I've kind of ground to a halt with. I've sold all the other ones in this series, and this is the only one I think I've got left now. Might have just the. I think there's one other one maybe. I'm not sure. I might have even sold it. Not sure. Yeah, it may well be the only one. Well, he knows you're there, Bob, so hopefully he won't try anything. Congrats on your giveaway drawing, Andrew. Why don't you order one, Glenn? I was watching that video, Andrew, but I couldn't see any of the comments. Did you remove them from once you uploaded it? I could only see the regular comments, but not the live comments. Money, yeah. We've all got that problem, Glenn, haven't we? I don't know. Sometimes it only comes on later on. Maybe it's because maybe it doesn't show it on the phone. Maybe, I don't know. Let me just have a quick look if it's on the computer. Yeah, you can't see the comments. Well, Glenn, you could say happy belated birthday to anybody on any day, and it would always be right, I guess. Well, you could say it to me. Mine was on the 7th of April. Not that far ago. Long ago. I'm not sure, Andrew. Mm-hmm. 12th of April. Nice one, Tony. Well, I treated myself to one of my pipes. It was on my website for a while. Hadn't sold. It was a stubby apple with a reverse plateau. This chunky one. I kept that one for my birthday. I don't wear this watch on Saturday, so I had my regular watch on. Well, Josh, this thing is still smoking nicely, almost at the end of the bowl. But it's smoking well. For me, this is a fairly classic vapor. It's a good vapor. I can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. In a way, it's good because I was saying before that it's a bit thin in the mouth. It's not too full, but in a way, that's a good thing because you can then control with the retrohale how heavy a smoke it is. If you want it to be a really punchy smoke, you just keep going in for a heavy retrohale, and you have a very full experience. And you can just tone it down or ramp it up whenever you want. So in a way, I think that's a good thing. All right, Giri, all the best. And now I'm smoking this. Dale Piper sent me this sample of Peter Heinrich Curly Block. Inar Berrios, saludos. So what would you compare it to, Andrew? If you were to put it amongst the lineup of, say, the ones that I mentioned before, Davidoff medallions, Dunhill Navy Rolls or Peterson Navy Rolls, Escudo, Peter Stokerby Luxury Bullseye, where would you put it amongst those? I find this one to be, I mentioned this before, it's a little bit grassy, more so than some of the others. And I quite like that. It just gives it a bit of a breadth. Tiago Porto, good evening to you. Hey Charlotte, how you doing, man? I still need to try the Latakia flakes from McBaron. I think I do have a tin of it. I'm not sure if somebody sent me a tin or not. Maybe James, did you say you sent me one? I think you said you sent me. Is that one of the things that you showed me in the live? McBaron's Latakia flake. What were the tins that you showed me in the live that you said you were sending? I don't get the birdie in it a huge amount, maybe just a tad. If it would really bother me, then I wouldn't have liked it. So it's really just, if it's there, it's just a touch. At one point, maybe halfway through the bowl, I thought I was getting the burley flavour, and I said it was starting to taste a bit of that cardboardy flavour. But as I've gone down the bowl, it hasn't really bothered me. So you sent me the vanilla flake. Oh right, cool. Thank you. I think I might even have a tin of the Latakia flake. A lot of people are telling me it's really good stuff. between Stellani silver and yellow. Yeah, James, I got it. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'm looking forward to trying the flake, actually. Yeah, you're right. I haven't tried the vanilla flake yet. This tamper is made by Amarelli. It came with a pipe, which he made a series of pipes for one of the Israeli pipe clubs. Well, the Israeli pipe club. And it was made to celebrate the 70th anniversary from 1948 to 2018. So this came with the pipe. I haven't actually smoked that pipe yet. I don't know if you guys remember the whole story I had with that pipe. It's 2018, so I've had the pipe for like 2.5 years. I still haven't lit it up. This is the pipe. It's a 2-star Amarelli with the wheat rustication. It's well drilled. The first one I got had a crack in it. Had a crack in the shank. So I sent that back, and they sent me a replacement. When I got that one back, it had 2 cracks in it. And when I got in touch with Amarelli, I have to say that I didn't get a good reception, which I was really surprised at. Maybe they thought that I was abusing the pipes or something, but I hadn't even smoked them. They were both unsmoked, So to blame me for a pipe that was unsmoked, I thought was a little bit rich. And it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, which sounds a bit weird, but that's why I still haven't tried it. I still haven't smoked it. But a nice diamond-shanked bulldog, I guess. Ray Charles in quality controls. Hi, Boris. Well, the band is blue and white for the Israeli flag. There's 2 blue strands around a thicker white band. I like this rustication. It's interesting. I think they do it with a laser. They've got some kind of laser engraver at Morelli's. But it's quite bold. The grain on it is really not very distinctive. But it's a nice pipe. It's a really good looking pipe. How's family doing okay in Israel? So far, so good. Yeah, they're certainly having it tough over there at the moment. You know, you got to feel bad for everybody over there. You know, this is Tiago. I use this more than anything else. You know, it's I use the square tins and a sticky back knocker, and it's I've had this for a long time. This is, oh, look at that! I didn't even realize what tin it was. This is Bob's Chocolate Flake from September 2016. Virginia's Latakia Berry tobaccos with hints of chocolate, cocoa, and vanilla. That was roughly when I was smoking Bob's Chocolate Flake. There you go. There was a time when I enjoyed it. I haven't smoked it for a long time. Yeah, it is. It is an intense situation. There's not much you can say about it. I haven't spoken about it on my channel because it's a little bit too tenuous. You know, I don't want people to get upset, and it's you know, there's always two sides to a story. So I wasn't going to get into the whole politics of it all because you're never going to agree on it, and it's a rough situation on all sides, to be honest. I spoke to my son on when did I speak to him? On Friday, and he was okay. He said where he is, it's all pretty quiet. It's like in central Jerusalem. Andrew, you were asking about the burley. I think the burley does come through, but it's not enough to make me not like it. It's a nice blend, but I wouldn't say necessarily chase after it from my perspective anyway. According to my palate, you know, if you can get other vapors that you like Peterson Navy Rolls or Elizabethan or Escudo, whatever floats your boat, they're all going to be good. So if you find it difficult to get this stuff, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Samuel Garth Chocolate Flake, very close to mine then. Well, it's been 2 or 3 years since I've been to Israel. The last time I went was when my grandson was born. I met Happy Go Lucky Piper there at the time. If you remember, I did a video, and we spent a nice couple of hours together. exchanged some gifts. I'd like to do that again. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it a day. I haven't tried the King Charles. You mean the Germain's King Charles? I haven't tried that, no. And I didn't try the number 7, whatever they call it. I had a big tin of that, and I gifted it over to somebody. It doesn't see. It seems to sell pretty much mainly in Germany. Is it called number 7, or blend 7, or blend something? Blend 37 maybe. No worries, Josh. As I say, if you like vapors, I'm sure you'll like that. It probably just needs a bit of airtime. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Vision. Thanks, Charlotte. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Donald. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, North Country. Thank you, James. Thank you, Piper on the 45. Tiago. Tony. 513. Bree. DDT. Gani Juana. M Cigar. How you doing? Who else have we got? Boris. Enar. Reds. Hot Rod Bob. JBHD. Didn't see that. Howdy. Thank you for joining. Boca to Boynton. And everybody else, thank you very much for joining. Have a wonderful week ahead. I will be, we have a festival on Sunday night for 2 days. So Monday and Tuesday I will be out. I will not be on social media at all. So I'll be back on late Tuesday night. Perhaps I'll be on a little bit tomorrow. Festival starts Sunday night at sundown. So Monday and Tuesday I'll be out. Maybe I'll be on Tuesday night late. So Friday, I didn't get to the post office, as I mentioned in my previous video. I wasn't feeling too great. Feeling better now. So I didn't get to the post office, and I said that I will get the stuff out on Monday, which I won't, because Monday is the festival. So it's going to be Wednesday now, I'm afraid. Post office is not open on a Sunday, so it's going to be delayed another couple of days. So I wish you all well. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one.